Millions of people in Angola have cast their ballots to pick their new president. It's expected to be the closest election in decades. The ruling party of President João Lourenço is aiming to extend its 47 years in power. But frustration, rising poverty and inflation is fueling a strong challenge from the opposition coalition.
My vote is my secret. I may have problems with some people if they see me.
As we are youngest people, we need more change, we need more president, we need more Alberto da Costa Jr. to be president of Angola. I believe that will really change this country, will be the best one.
Well, for more on these elections, we can join the African Affairs analyst and editor of Africa Briefing magazine, John Ofei-Ansah. Good to see you, John. So an election that could see the MPLA, the party that's ruled for almost 50 years, finally beaten. How's it been going so far today?
Well, so far, I think the polls are about to close, if they haven't closed already. And our indications are that the opposition UNITA, stand a good chance of unseating João Lourenço and the MPLA from office.
Obviously, you've got contacts there. You're from your Africa Briefing magazine. Has there been a large turnout? Has it been moderate? No trouble so far? Any violence?
Well, the turnout, from all the indication, the turnout, has been quite impressive. Okay, and violence, no incidents of violence recorded. But if the results, are declared, it doesn't go either way. I mean, MPLA or UNITA's way, some violence might not be discounted.
Yes, absolutely. That's usually when those things happen, isn't it? But what is the criticism that's been leveled against the MPLA that could see them lose this election?
Listen, MPLA has been in power for nearly 5 decades. Angola is the sub-Saharan Africa's second biggest oil producer. The country has huge diamond reserves and therefore huge foreign revenue from diamonds and oil. But Angola right now, since independence, for a long time, it's been a country of two halves. I mean, the rich are very, very rich and the poor are they're poor, right? And people, the average Angolan is fed up. Okay, I mean, there are 40 million registered voters. And of the 40 million, 60% of them are the youth under 25. And the youth under 25, half of them are unemployed. Okay, so you can judge the sense of discontent, the sense of resentment against the current ruling class. Look, you recall when João Lourenço succeeded the late Dos Santos. The measures he took to approach, counter corruption. I mean, Dos Santos' son is in jail. He was in charge of the Angola Sovereign Wealth Fund. Okay, his sister, Dos Santos' daughter, who was once known as the Africa's richest woman, Isabella Dos Santos, has been stripped, of most of his assets. Okay, so this goes to show the level of corruption, in the ruling class that prevented Angola's wealth from filtering down to the ordinary guy in the streets. So if MPLA should lose these elections, it's a combination of all this that will see them booted out of office.
Well, you have to wonder, given all the things that you mentioned, why, in spite of all that, they've been in power for so long. And of course, the MPLA facing the rebel-turned-opposition group UNITA, which fought the MPLA in the Civil War until 1992. Why is it likely that UNITA are going to make a bigger challenge this time around?
Because look, in 2019, the polling gave them 13%. Now the recent polls by Afrobarometer give them 22%. But there's a group, a civic movement in Angola called the Angola Mundi and other civic institutions who give a considerable margin of victory, of between 53 and 59% to UNITA and MPLA 20 to 30%. Okay, so this shows that there's a groundswell, of resentment against, like I earlier said, against the MPLA government for the reasons I adduced to, previously.
Okay, John, I want to thank you very much indeed for that update. John Ofei-Ansah is an African affairs analyst and editor of Africa Briefing magazine, and he was talking to me about the elections in Angola.